It is your friendly neighborhood annoying person on social media. Just kidding. All right, so I wanted to kind of elaborate on what the heck is going on with a lot of us. So I have resources. So I'm going to read from my book of angels, angel numbers, I'm sorry. And I'm also going to do a read. So we can kind of get a look at what's going on. Hello out there. I don't know if the astrology for next week is up. Malik, what up? We're all going through some So I think what's happening, if I can just get right to topic, I think in life, there are things that irritate you, bother you, trigger you, and each time you let's say you rah, then the next subject rah, and then something else rah, and then you get to this point where you're like, you know what, I ain't even bother no more. So it's like a quantum entanglement. There's like these things that trigger, and then once you've like established, the surrender, then it's like, all right, chapter 2, kind of like Super Mario Brothers. Oh, go down the pipe, blump, blump, blump. And then every time you've learned where not to die, you finally get to the end, and guess what? There's another level. So it's just not going to end. So I was talking to my friend, and I was just like, we kind of, I don't know, when is this going to end? How do we get off Earth? I'm pooped. Everybody's pooped. But I think there's a lot of folks, I spoke to a lot of individuals in the last week, going through family grief, relationship grief. I hate to say this word, suicide. There's people going through depression, an immense amount of loneliness and sadness. And you know what's the major problem is? They're not talking about it. You're not talking about it. And I just take the blame for it. Everyone says, you're always on live stream. You're always talking and venting. And it's like, well, I'm actually trying to put a closure to what I've realized. It's like I don't talk about things unless I have it's like I don't approach something going, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. That's ventilation is when something airs out and it keeps going and going. Like when you have a vent fan in the kitchen, when you burn your food, it just keeps. But for me, it's just more of like I have a package, boom, moving on. So I just kind of want to let's look at number, because today's July 10th. So I want to look at what the number 10 represents in my angel book of numbers. Boom, chakalaka. It says God wants you to hold positive thoughts about this situation. So whatever it is that you're all going through, myself included, God wants you to hold a positive thought. Hold your positive thoughts about this situation, whether it's work, relationship, family, illness. I think those are the main ones we're focused on, right? Family, children. It says, everything is working out for the highest good. So it might seem like it's poopy right now, but understand that when poop goes to the very end of where all the pipings go, it's freedom, right? It's like a metaphor. I get you guys laughing. But no, things always stir you up a little bit, but then the end day goal is to have peace of mind. I hate that things are that way. No one should be going through suffrage and torment in order to understand balance and clarity and forgiveness. It's weird. Because if it were the other way around, evil, spite, hate, and disgust is so easy to like stir up. But then the opposite, forgiveness, trust, and love, it takes so much work. Why is that? I don't know. The last part of this says, and I'm being very direct because I know some people don't resonate with the word God. That's your business. Call upon God to help you stay optimistic, as your thoughts are an influence and a factor of the outcome. So I didn't read that one more time. Call upon God to help you stay optimistic, as your thoughts are the influence and the factor of the outcome. So they say your thoughts provoke, what do they call it? Thoughts provoke habits. In opposition to that, thoughts can also, a lot of people say thoughts manifest, laws of attraction. And I'm saying I think what's happening is that was like before 2020 in my mind. Follow me. And then when 2020 happened, it was like, you gotta start thinking things differently. For a short example, like a lot of folks have this perception that I'm ruining my dance career by talking. Or I do these live streams about airing out stuff of my life, and people are not going to take me serious. Or what I've heard on Monday from a business mentor. You're not a business person at all, so you really need to hire someone to run your thing so that you can just be that perfect flamboyant black guy that everyone loves without talking. So when people have these projections, what do? Do you take it on, you digest it, you accept the torment, the judgment, the suffering that keeps you in what we call the matrix. And I think 2020 and on is saying unplug. We got to pull out. And we've always been talking about fear and confronting fear and not to have fear and how to eliminate fear. Well, if you are afraid to go on a live stream and talk to people, you still host fear. So that's what I try to do a lot of times when I'm talking about my story. It has nothing to do about my drama. I don't really care about losing my dance career. I don't care about the future. Because if I always cared about everything, I'm hosting fear. Not holding on to fear, I'm hosting. What up, girl? You missed the first part, Dre, and I think this was for you. It says God wants you to hold positive thoughts about your situation. And then it says everything is working out in your highest good. It may not look like it, but it's working. Things that work out are not in your peripherals. Everything working. It's like Santa's factory as a gesture. You know, the elves, you never see them, right? They're in the factory. So just think that everything is working out. It has to work out in your favor. But also it says here, your thoughts are the influence of what is the factor of the outcome. So by you being provoked in situations and that happens, then your thoughts are creating a way for you to move on from situations. Patience is a good thing, but because we had 2020 in the pandemic, you don't have a choice. You're already conditioned what patience is, because we've all had. Some people are, I don't know, like I know my financial situation, and I'm concerned about everyone else's financial situation. But if you're patient, you gotta stretch your dollar, But I was challenged by a conversation today about the future, and I was like, I don't plan the future. I can't. I don't care what's the future. I don't want to know. And it's not like a negative. It's just like I don't want to know. I don't care. Because it seemed like everything that I planned, I did it. Done. And then the pandemic happened. I'm like, all right, cool. What's next? So being scared of what to do, it's a good time to just be still. Just The stillness will bring something to you. What did astrology say today? Oh, P.S. I figured out what I think I want to like establish of myself. And so there's a Center of Excellence website. If you guys didn't know about Centre, that's the Francais way to spell it. I've never done it before. But Center, CNTRE of Excellence.com. This is a whole diplomacy like gallery. There's so much you can explore. You take the courses, you pay American bucks is like $20 to $50, but it's like 100-hour courses. When you pass them, you get a diploma. Oh, here's some categories. It has corporate wellness, herbalist, anthropology, massage, Reiki, cognitive behavior. This is all the homeopathic, holistic approach of healing people, healing yourselves, healing others. That's where I think service and work is going. I think what we all used to do before was like working for something. Now we're working towards something. Or like when you're training to be a medic versus now you gotta save someone's life. We're like in the mode of saving lives, not survival, saving lives. Reflexology is here, autism, special needs, life coaching, mindfulness, beauty therapy, counseling, diets, hypnotherapy is on here. Even if it's not a degree, it's still a diploma, and a diploma can count towards a resume because the hours you're putting in. Fitness, well-being, anyway, earth science. Y'all know about me in earth and science. I feel like people who become scientists don't even know that on the other side is you have to learn how to defer people from knowing too much. I want to see if astrology of the week comes in. Let's see. Hurry up. Yes. All right. So we have the July 11th. Oh, God. Did you guys have fun yesterday at the full moon? And we had Venus and Leo. So it was all like... A lot of people were getting it on yesterday. Anyways, I spoke to my friend Hugo today. He said, I stopped doing it on full moons. I was like, why is it like that? Don't ask me. Okay, so it says Taurus, you have peace. Sorry. It means the month. Taurus weekly horoscope week. We don't want to do Taurus. We want to do horoscopes in general for the week of July 11th, which is not available. Oh, wait. Today it says the moon. Oh my God. So Neptune is in retrograde. So we're already like, girl, you can read your own Aries. Trust me, if I were getting paid to do astrology readings, I would read all 12, but nobody's paying me to there's not enough brain capacity and literature of me to read thoroughly to do 12 zodiac signs. So I like to do the weekly because the overview gives people a broad example of what to be aware of. Okay, so it says, the moon trines Neptune. Remember, Neptune is retrograde. So Neptune retrograde, as an example, is always going to be like, when children poke you and you go, stop. I said stop. That's Neptune. It's a provoking. It's to provoke you, but utilize that. Understand that. When you're angry and frustrated, you are charging yourself. What did you do? You're charging yourself. You're building your chi. You're building your power within. And then you kind of angle it somewhere. That's why, like, when I share stuff on social media, and I'm not afraid of sharing my life, it's really for me to charge myself. No one's feeding off of my fear, and no one's feeding off of my angst and my grief. You know what I mean? Like, can you think of the last time I had grief, angst? But you can recall when I did share about angst and grief. See, that's the difference. So when we trine with the moon, basically what's happening is here's the moon, here's Neptune, like far, far away. When we have a trine, basically they turn to each other, right? And so the trine, if they were next to each other, it would be like this. So they're going from one angle to another. What does it have to do with us? So let's read that. You know, the moon has an association with body fluids. It has a connection to Earth. It's a rock. It's a plasma. So anything moon related is body related. That's in science, y'all. It says Neptune. Oh wait, that's Pisces. Yeah. Neptune in Pisces. Yeah, Neptune is in Pisces. Sorry. Stimulating sensitivities. People are easily like. I think more people are apologetic than they are angry. In this part of where we're at in the week, whereas in the beginning of the week it was like you and you and you and you, but now it's sort of like all the apologies from the opposition are coming in. Or what I was gathering was when they were mended relationships, like last weekend we talked about mended, or you regathering with people you never haven't talked to in a while, and you're rebuilding relationships again, or you're like catching up. You didn't heard from them this weekend. They're like, like someone's birthday was last week, and it was like the communication was great, and then this weekend they don't care about. It's fine. It says because of this trine, it is an easy because this trine is an easy aspect. You can follow your intuition and lead to a magical endpoint. That's hard to read. So follow this road, and it'll lead you to where you're supposed to be at. Kind of like what it said earlier, in the Angel book about everything's happening for a reason. Anyways, journeying down a rabbit hole of so see here it says esoteric. That's not my thing. I'm not an esoteric. So that's why I'm very careful about what I present in front of people. So if it says esoteric, that's for people who understand that philosophy. And then it says here, rather than journeying down a rabbit hole of esoteric hunches, which means esoteric will be kind of like what these are. But I just don't read them as esoteric. And then we have the Christian, and then we have the astrology as well. So I have so many sources that relate. But I think my family don't like me doing these, so they kind of blackballed me. I try to talk to my family. I'm like, okay, it's all good. I'll be doing the work regardless of what sources I'm using while you guys just get drunk and think that I'm doing the worst thing. Oops, too much information. It says we are also supported in learning more about our friends and our friends' dreams. Like, what are they hoping to do? How can I support my friend? Someone I like to point out, two people I would like to point out, like JJ. My friend JJ he's on a great path, kind of like what I do, but his is more like, voila, and straight to the point, whereas mine's is, hey. And then Katie, you're doing your thing. I'm proud of you, Katie. She's doing her transformative. She just stepped out and said, hey, I'm going to do it. Step out and do it. Jamie, my soul sis, she's doing her thing too. It says here, Support our friends' dreams. Doing so might inspire us to back their causes and support their visions. And I think that's the whole missing point of what we're going through right now in humanity. I think I'm done reading all this. No, I'm not. I just saw Pluto. Especially a lot of what we call light workers, empaths, starseeds, indigos, children of the light, whatever you guys call yourselves, spiritual beings, clairvoyants. I'm gonna give you guys a whooping and a spanking, coming from Dolores Cannon herself. Dolores, her energy is very different. She's not someone who poofs up to anybody. Her own family would tell you she's her essence and her angelic presence does not just appear in places. But Dolores, she does come to me because I think she likes what I'm doing. And I listen to her. So she's saying like, oh my gosh, if I just get a belt and whoop all you guys. I'm watching all of the light workers and all the people who are doing service to others or even essential work, because I guess that's the simplified version of what we call doing our work of the light. We're not holding hands. We're seeing people going through something and not saying anything. Or someone's in the hospital and you're not giving them a phone call. You're writing them on their Facebook comment. It's kind of like Facebook has sucked up everybody's sympathy, empathy, the parasympathetic nervous system, their chain reactions. I'm not bashing Facebook. It's not their fault. They're popular and their stocks are probably going to be on point. And by using Facebook, we're helping people pay their rent, pay their bills, provide for their children. But that's all invisible. But the things that are visible, we're not really reacting to, which is weird to me. I'm like, I saw someone, he knows who he is. He went to the hospital last night. And I actually stayed up until he got back home from being in the hospital. Not all friends do that. It's not our job to do that. But I like to show people I actually do care when I say I'm your friend. I'm like 100% until you say, hey, you are being too much, back off, you're overbearing. Because I think we don't have overbearing friends in our personal space. So that's why I like to be the overbearing person, because people don't like to say, oh, no, I don't want you to like be there when I text you all the time. Anytime someone messages me, it's like I respond, and people are watching like, oh my God, you responded. Like, yeah. I'm just sitting here. But I think as a community of light or a collective alliance, as I like to say, we're not holding each other's hands. Especially we're not creating this this is what Dolores is saying. We're supposed to be creating this energetic circle where everyone is imagining themselves holding hands with each other. And it's supposed to create this ley line, this bond that's global. And we keep missing the message. We keep missing the point. And that's why every week it seems like it feels like we're off. Or like some people will say, I'm not connected to spirit. I'm not feeling the energy. Or we see like the Schumann resonance, the spikes. And which I keep saying, I believe the Schumanns are manipulated. May not be man, but it might be galactics. If you're not familiar with that, you don't resonate with that. But if there's a charge coming from somewhere, and it's spiking the Schumann, and we're up and we're like wired, and we're like, oh my gosh, what is up with this energy? I see people going on Facebook very quickly to say, do you guys feel this energy? It's like we keep asking what you already know. So instead of that, why can't you put your energy towards something? Like what I did, I said, I'm going to start a trend. I'm going to post a picture of people holding hands and let's pass it along. And I said, it'd be great to see everyone can post a picture of them with their hand on their heart. I only had 2 people. Really, y'all? 8 groups I shared it with, and only 2 people. Because see, in that, this is Dolores. She's saying, shame on you guys. Because you see what you're supposed to do. You see the example. and you see the extension, and you just need to pass the extension. Just keep passing it over. Or it's like you know when people bond together in a village, and they're passing things, like let's say they're saving a life, or they're passing the water, or they have a bucket from a well. We're not doing that. And until we understand that's what we're here for, none's gonna change for nobody. And some people even tell me, a lot of folks think that like dance and choreography, that's just my one note. And I'm like, I'm not a one note. Like, I sing octaves. It's just an extension of who I am. My being is more than just dance. I'm more of someone who learns algorithms, patterns, and I understudy them in order to jump ahead of where these shifts are about to come in. And I'm like, y'all, there's a shift coming. I could tell you, right? I studied numerology too, so I could tell you what's today. 7:10. So that's 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. Then 21 is a 5, right? Then 5 and 8 makes, is that 13? 5, 6, 7. Shut up, Joanne. I saw you. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then 1 and 3 makes a 4. So, so in the world of numerology, and then I'm going to get to this moon opposite Pluto tonight. We are going through some shit. This is so funny. There's only one paragraph left for the astrology. But let me just go over what 4 is. So you guys know the 4th day in the book of Genesis was the creation of man, right? I know the word. See, when you go to church and you learn that paradigm, then you go on to something else. You study like the stones and see, there goes my horns. Then you learn affirmations, and then all that stuff. And then you like, ooh, I could dabble with cards. As long as it's not demonic and there's no weird stars and it doesn't give you numbers of hexes, we're good. And I like the color purple is the color of victory and prosperity, and the word light. So I always just make sure that my vibration, anything in this house, has the word with love, light, and angel. Anyway, and my colors are purplish and stuff. So 4, symbolism. How am I doing on time? Yay, 27 minutes. I'm doing good. Okay. So it shows that 4 is cardinal, meaning like an earth sign, because you have 4 elements. It said, see, it says prehistoric. You guys can believe that's your business. I really don't believe in the prehistoric. That's just me. The number 4 was employed to see you employ it, right? It means someone thought of this. It was employed to signify what is solid, what could be touched and felt. It's a relationship to the cross or crossing. Like when you have a cross, you have 4 elements. That is confusing. So let's do spiritual meaning of 4. I'm glad I'm smart. Hi, Mary. Mary survived. You survived Armageddon, my dear. It's so hot today. Like all over the place, it's hot. Okay, so. Ooh, let's look at this. What does 4 mean in Hebrew? That's what I really was looking for. It is only natural that God's name is in 4 letters, as the number 4 represents completion, which is another word for perfection. I know you guys like, but God is G-O-D. But then they say J-H-V-H, Jehovah. See, but that's Hebrew. Or Judaic, if I'm not mistaken. Because it had a transition. When there, history lesson. So back when there were, when there were Syrians and Assyrians. And there were Assyrians who were darker and Syrians who were lighter. So a lot of times if there was an Assyrian who was darker, their melanin was a little bit less, they were lighter. So like the story of Esther, she passed as a Syrian. But anyways, a little culture lesson there. 4 is number of perfection. It's crazy because we're in a zodiac of Cancer, which is half and half balanced. So this is a good day to just appreciate that nothing is happening today. There is no one bothering you. There is no storms outside. Even though I heard my friend go down the stairs and open her door, she didn't slam the gate. So let's read up on this last part. Oh my gosh, this will be tomorrow at 9:11 a.m. It says the moon void, of course, begins. Oh my Jesus. So the moon is opposite of Pluto. So that means I told y'all, it's a warning. Here's Earth, here's the moon, and the moon is opposite of Pluto, which is over here, way over here. That's what it means. So Pluto's going straight through Earth and lining with the moon. It says emotions. It says a transit that can cause our emotions to. What does vacillate mean? Is that when it's coming in, or like when we're taking in more from people? We might perceive that our safety is at risk, perhaps due to a tenuous financial matter, which I said earlier that we're all in, a crisis or resource situation. In responding reactively to this perception, we make choices that are not our best interest. However, like you were saying, Joanne, patience is a virtue, right? As it is nearly impossible to make informed, considerate decisions from a place of stress and fear. As I said in the beginning, you shouldn't be making decisions when you have stress and fear, right? It's best to stop, pause. We ain't doing this. Like I was saying, see, people thought I was, and I don't mean the person who's watching this. We talked earlier. I don't mean you. What I said in general, people have said, I vent, and I said it's not like I'm venting. It's I know what's happening because when I read it here, and I look at my life, I'm like, there's a parallel. So here again, it says in responding reactively in perception, we make choices that are not our best interests. As it is nearly impossible to make an informed, considerate decision from a place of fear and stress. Right? So the moon begins to void. I don't know. I think what it means is to start to shift out of that alignment. Void a course following this aspect, which will last until late afternoon tomorrow. During this time, seek stillness. I believe I said that. Seek stillness, even if it's uncomfortable. The realization of the issue itself is that important piece. Oh, sorry. I'm going to read that all over again. The realization of this issue itself is the important piece here. It's the biggest part of the puzzle, is what it's saying. When we have calmed down and can assess the situations rationally, we will make better moves indeed. We may be able to solve this problem handily. I never heard that word before. Handily. Handily, right? Handily. We may handily. if you don't know, like, I have family from St. Louis, Missouri, and my grandma is from Louisiana. So I don't know where I was born here. So I don't know where sometimes like I get this like southern accent. They just come out of nowhere sometime, you know. So I can't say the word handle. Handle it. It says take your time, make your smart statements. You know, take your time, do your baby steps before you make something drastic. Like me, I made that huge statement last week. I'm like, y'all, I ain't teaching. It didn't mean that I wasn't going to teach, period. It was just the particular thing that I was dealing with. Like adults' emotions. I'm not going to be around adult emotions. If adult emotions are involved, I'm just going to be quiet. Because adults already have their things figured out. And what I've learned is, and I think people who have participated in my class or you watch me post my videos, it's so fun to watch me. But then it's like, can you imagine trying to tell me to change what I do? There's no capacity for that. It's a no-win situation. It's not even like, even if I wanted to, it's virtually impossible for an adult who's adjusted and have had so much experience to tell another adult who's adjusting and still experiencing. It's like you can't stop. You can't limit yourself. You can't have boundaries. And this person who probably has boundaries and limits, they've stopped. So it doesn't work out. It could work out if they both understand, like let's say we're in Cancer, the month of Cancer. My leg fell asleep. We're the month of Cancer, so everything is yin and yang. So if you're in a relationship being like, oh, my husband just got laid off his job, but I can still bake cookies and sell them. Boom. That'd be the perfect resolve. It'll be someone who's limited and have some boundaries versus someone who still has an ing. They still have opportunity to keep going, baking. There's this thing that's just coming out of nowhere. There's a woman. This is a long, weird explanation. There's a woman named Esther Hicks. And she's like me, but when she is in the wisdom, the channeling is what they call it, she channels a man named Abraham Hicks. So Abraham goes into Esther's body. And so she speaks as the walk-in, the essence of this spirit, angel, whatever you call it. But it's kind of cool because like she'll say straight up, she'll go, there was someone who asked a question. He's like, okay, so like I've been smoking cigarettes for like 4 years and I can't stop smoking. I'm trying, I'm working on it, but I can't seem to quit. And she's like, pause. And she kept saying, you know how many ings you said? And he was like 3? She's like, yeah. Ing means it just goes on and on. I'm trying. Because, you know, what happens is every time that you project the ing, it comes back as a cycle. Then you put it back out. And then you're wondering why your vibration is not increasing. It's because you're staying at the same level. Ing stays at the same level. Like, for example, this is a good metaphor. Sweeping. I'm sweeping the floor. It don't get no different than that, right? Right? That's it. It don't get no, like, you can sweep over there, you can sweep, but it's the same thing. It's the lower density ing. So we have to start taking our ings and putting it into fruition by saying, I've done blah, 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 or I have completed blah, 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 or don't even talk about whatever it is the ing is. My friend Hugo had a great example. It's funny. I went this morning to get some donuts, and I ran into one of my good long-term friends out of nowhere. I was like, "Hey," you know the word I say, "Hey, bitch, how are you?" That's how I am. I see. Yes, and it's funny because you look at each other like, remember that one time at the club? That one song. Anyway, so but he had some good peace of mind for me today, and I just had I lost my thought. Yeah, I lost my thought. It was good to see Hugo though. What was he sharing with me? Yeah, I totally lost my thought. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, but I'll even just find another topic of our conversation. He's saying a lot of things are happening for you to surrender. And I was like, surrender doesn't mean give up. Surrender just means I'm going to stop fighting. That. See, here we go, Ing. I'm going to stop fighting. I'm just going to stop trying, stop fighting, stop trying to make. So a lot of people try to make things happen, make things work. I'm going to, or some people have these visions. Some people have these visions, and their visions are big. And they go, I can meet the demand of my visions. I can make it happen because I am me. And it's like, look, you are you. That's your business. What's her name? I love her name, Miss Brown, who does the cooking. And she has an afro. She goes, hey, y'all, I'm about to do some vegan cooking. But if you don't like vegan, that's your business. But anyways, some people get in their own way with their vision. Their vision is so, and they're like, I know I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to get there. It's going to happen. But then they start learning the process of getting there. It ain't easy after 2020. Like, everyone keeps forgetting 2020 was the year of the pause. And here's like your slate. This is what 2020 did. So you can't get that back. You have to start over. You have to start over by building up everything you did prior to and how you got it started. And you have to put it back. You can't go back and... Because it's already... If it's broke, don't fix it. Leave it. Buy another one. There goes my affirmation. I wonder if you guys are laughing with me at home. I'm going to ask you guys to ask me a question. I'm actually done with my live stream. Early today. Ask any questions you guys would like. I'm in like a... Actually, you know what? I didn't even do these yet, did I? I think everyone's question is what's going to happen. The Delta variant, that's... Okay, can I talk about that for a second? So when we say, I don't want to say too much. I'm going to do this in the wisdom part of me. When I hear the word wisdom, when I hear the word Delta, I think, because Theta, you know what, let me just look it up. That way I put some... Where is my tablet? Oh, let's look at what Delta means. Because a lot of times when they say things outward, like the news or whatever, I don't look at it as the literal. I go, ooh, what is the actual meaning of that word? Because words create triggers. Hurry up. Delta. Ooh, this is trippy. So you remember how we were talking about 4? Right? Remember? You guys were there. I said 4, right? Like, I was doing numerology. I said July 10th, 2021. I did all the numbers, and I summed it up to the final number, which is 4. Delta is the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet. A code word representing the letter D. Mike, you said D earlier too. And it says used in radio communications. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with you guys. That is for me to put on YouTube. Facebook don't like us talking that way. YouTube, you can get away with it. A lot of people search for answers, or they're open. See, the thing about YouTube videos, though, there's so many, I stopped watching them. I'm like, everyone's just talking about the feeling of, the shift is good. The vibe is so great. Feel the energy. Oh, walk the earth. Ground yourself, everyone. Love is coming. I'm like, y'all, this is liars. You guys are lying. People are so afraid to tell the truth that we are in a very crappy, tormented society. However, when you go to the Akashic records, Akashic is, so like, let's say, for those who don't know this, because I know there's people who are watching, they're like, what, Aaron? Akashic is, I don't even know how, okay, so in Greek, you had the Olympians, and then above the Olympian territory was the archaic realm, and the archaic realm was the Arcadia realm. So there's different layers. Some people call it three heavens. Some people call it the three cycles, whatever. You guys know enough. So the Akashic records, they just changed the wording around. And if you spell it backwards or say it backwards, it's Ashaka, Shakalaka, or you can see the word ask within Akashic. So anyways, it's basically like for people who can tap into these energetic, we just say a file cabinet where you can just kind of pull out any information you want. Like for instance, I told people, this is like an Akashic record example. This is actually pretty cool. So at one person didn't agree with me. That's fine. The Mona Lisa. Here's the Akashic records from someone who really channels. I'm a ninth dimensional clairvoyant. You don't notice this until I tell you. There is a ice wall behind Mona Lisa. Look. Did you know there was an ice wall? Did you guys know there was icebergs behind her? Nope. All you thought was just a woman sitting. This one looks like this is a fake Mona Lisa. Look at her lace front is hanging out. So this is the original. Oh, she wearing her lace front too. Yep, you can't really see that much, but yeah, there's an ice wall. How did you know that, Aaron? I just intuitively. See, I always think of like a beam of light from my head going to heaven. And this information just hits my head. Some people, they say they talk to things, and I'm like, well, I don't think you should be talking to things. Because if it talks back to you, that's your business. So what's cool about Mona Lisa and the Da Vinci painting, this is the female version. I found her twin flame. Watch this. So Da Vinci painted this one too. The male version of Mona Lisa. So let me find the proper. This is the proper painting. Ooh. It's scary because it looks like a wolf. A Salvador Mundi. Remember this one? So you got twin flames. You kind of see Mona Lisa with a beard, right? But if you look at the breastplate area, that's supposed to be like trans. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's in the Delta word though. Here's a rabbit hole. Let's go back to Mona Lisa. This is what I do when I'm just sitting around, like putting stuff together in my head. Okay, so we go back to Mona Lisa. same boobies. So that's what Akashic means. Like, I just kind of know. I can look and go, she has the same boobs as the other painting. All right, so what does the ice wall have to do with Mona Lisa? Some people don't believe this, and it's fine. All I'm saying in general is that there is a map where there is an ice wall. It doesn't mean that this is a flat earth, y'all. Oh, this one doesn't come out clearly. This isn't not that one. It's this one. Come on, Aaron, come on. Oh, beyond the ice wall map. So I think Da Vinci was saying that Mona Lisa was sitting in the middle of this. And this round circumference of ice wall is, it's almost like, you know, that's just where she's stuck. Might as well just find your peace. And all this around here, I don't even want to go there because some people don't believe this map. That's your business. But I just know that in terms of the Mona Lisa from the Akashic Records, I know that all of this is legitimate. That there is ice that is a circumference around all of us. So, yeah, anyway. I'm not saying flat. I'm just saying contact lens or cereal bowl. Oh, remember Finding Nemo? Get out. We try to get out. We can't find a way out. So that's Akashic Records. See, people know, but they be playing games with you, and they put it in a Disney movie. Look, Atlantis, Lemuria was on here. But see, all these are sunken. So if they're sunken, then it tells you that parts go down. And anyways, that's a rabbit hole. It may not be your belief. So let's do 2 more cards and call it a day. Am I at 1 hour yet? Like, ooh, I'm doing good on time. This one was the flop. Ooh, this one's great. This looks like Christina. I'm going to send this to her. So this one is deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. This is also what we call, what, JoJo? Patience. Just wait. There's no rush. You rush. It's almost like you're rushing to leave somewhere and there's no way out. It's just going to waste your energy, and all that panic and fear comes up, and ooh, look. Lemuria came up. What is on this one? Creating heaven on earth is happening, yes. But as what was told to... Oh, look, there's ice walls like the Mona Lisa thing I was saying. What a coinkydink, right? So as I was saying, as a collective, we are not doing a good job at creating this energetic imagery of holding hands with each other. We're not building this. We're not posting things that resemble extending the cord or passing something along. We share things with people, and this is kind of one thing. It's just me, my own personal bias. A lot of folks, they see a quote online and they just share the quote. And I'm like, well, what are your words? What do you think about this? Why aren't you commenting to everyone else? Why are you you're just a AI? Like, I know there's two people who I've encountered online, and I'm just like, why don't you talk to me? Yeah, hello. They like everyone's posts. They are posting a lot, I think, but people have projected that this person is very enlightened because they've posted great quotes and they support other people's posts. But some people don't even know that they're being watched and trolled by particular people, and that's creepy to me. If they're not speaking to you, if they can't write you a personal private message, block. And I tell folks this, and they're like, "Oh, Aaron, stop it." I'm like, "All right." The killer comes to your window. Don't blame me. So Wendy Williams says. Wendy Williams says that. She goes, "The killer could be out there." Anyways, I'm gonna go. The killer. Anyways, you guys, if you get a moment, go to my page and check out this video that I was dancing to. It's not fancy, but I'm obsessed with this song by Jessie J. It's called I Want Love. It's produced by Lava LLC Records, who's in partnership with Universal Music Group. I just like to say that out loud so Facebook admin can stop telling me I don't have permission to use the song. Yes, I do. Basically, like, what I'm learning is, there goes my friend. Anyways, what I'm learning is I wish that these social media platforms can give you tutorials on how to post something appropriately so that you can meet the copyright, credential. You are allowed to share anything you want. You say anything you want. But why is it being policed? I don't know. These people get on my nerves. But they're resistant to teach you how to do it. So I have to keep throwing myself into the fire. And I've learned that, okay, if I Wikipedia, blah, 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 production group, or if you're reposting, you guys don't go through this. That's not fair. Because some of you, like, you have a story or something watching your TV. And then if I do it, they get me, like, right away. It's, like, automatic. I'm like, it hasn't even been 4 seconds. And there's no human being that could have watched my video and then saw the credits that I gave, and then it's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Pisces. No, is it? What is it? Pluto, Moon, hide. Don't answer the phone. I can't push finish.